Would you do the prayer first?
Let's all stand. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, and we thank you for giving us the opportunity to serve the Cherokee people. And we just ask for your guidance and your blessings on this meeting. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Now would you call the roll, please?
Yes, sir. Curtis Snell.
Here.
Frankie Hargis.
Here.
Bill England.
Here.
Jack Baker.
Here.
Joe Bird.
Yeah.
Julia Coates. Here. Jody Fishinghawk. Here. Meredith Fraley. Janelle Fulbright. Present. John Barvin. Chuck Hoskins Jr. China Glory Jordan. Lee Keener.
Get on.
Dick Lay.
Here.
David Thornton. David Walkenstick. Kara Conlott.
Honey.
John Masters.
Oh.
We do have a quorum.
And Meredith's here as well.
Yes, please.
Approval of May 13th meeting.
Make motion to be approved.
Second.
Jack, and a second to Frankie. All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on down to reports, Management Resources, Bruce Davis.
Good afternoon. How's everybody? Good. I think you have my report. I'm not going to say you have it because I'm not sure until you look, okay? But I'll answer any questions, hopefully, that you have, and we'll go from there.
Yes, Kara?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to say that I appreciate you keeping up the Claremore Federal Building maintenance.
Okay?
You may want to come a little bit more frequently.
You know that grass is growing faster.
It is amazing, and I have not spread any kind of fertilizer on it. To my knowledge, no one else has.
Well,
But because of its location,
right, in the city limits, yeah, I
yeah,
understand.
and if you could, there's some errant trees, probably maybe a little bit more intense.
Cut them down.
There's like some that shouldn't be growing in the concrete where they are, and it's starting to look off. And then, do we have any plans for, have we decided what plans for that building? Claremore Federal Building?
I'm going to let Ginger address that because she's the one that's staying after them, trying to get that something done.
Okay, and then what's the response on Collinsville on the food distribution center?
As far as the add-on.
There's the add-on, and are we on schedule for September 2013?
We are on schedule.
And have you been notified about the event at VCO on June 29th so that we can address parking issues because you took up most of our parking?
I know. How do we want to handle
And I thought maybe Ed,
that? Okay.
yeah, thank
Do we
you.
need to take the fence down?
Yes.
Okay. We'll do
Yep.
that.
Thank you,
Like we
Mr.
did last
Chairman.
time. Okay.
Ms. Frankie?
Bruce, I just wanted to thank you for helping Greasy Community Building out with the mowing while their mower was down. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Frankie.
Yeah, now they need hot water.
Right. Need hot water. Where is that? At the community building?
Yes, their water
The
tank.
nutrition side?
Yes,
You
but
haven't had
it
what's
is
wrong with
their
it?
community building, but
Have you
they,
had what's wrong with it?
Rusted out.
yeah, it's out, it's gone.
Get her, I'm gonna get over and go home to George Bob.
Okay. Okay.
It's a nutrition site, so I figured it would come out of the other side rather than here.
Okay. Is that what we came up last year? Any other questions?
Yeah,
What about?
Fairfield.
Oh,
You finished?
I'm done yet.
Yes, Jody?
on buying that property? We did go by and look at it. There's some property in Stillwell that we're interested in maybe trying to purchase, and we did go by and look at it and trying to negotiate on trying to get something done.
So it'll be the land surrounding it and the building, or?
Just the land, I understand. The building belongs to the community.
Well, it's kind of, what are they calling it, a 2-year lease or something?
At least.
Okay. Could you look at, let me know?
Okay, sure.
Because I talked to them about it the other night.
Okay.
Okay, thanks so much.
Do we have any more questions for Bruce?
Thank you, Joe.
I have a question.
Okay.
How soon is the vet center going to be completed?
As soon as we can. Huh? Curtis, we've had a few problems with contractors on bonding issues and contracts, but other than that, we're, oh,
This thing's a ball in it.
we're a little bit behind schedule, I'll be honest with you, but I can almost for sure say we'll be open by Labor Day.
Well, I was wanting to invite one of them big generals down here, but I
Oh,
hate to
yeah.
get him here a week too soon.
Yeah, well, we'll let you know.
Okay. All right. Yes, Mr. Garvin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Bruce, we have approximately 10 acres on the Hancock Street there in Muskogee.
Yes, sir.
It's got a brand new fence, a new gate. Boy, it looks great. What's been going on there?
Well, we cleaned that area up, and that's Natural Resources DV's group that has cleaned that up. It was an eyesore, you know, and so all we're trying to do, it's in the city limits of Muskogee, and we were trying to clean it up, make it look better, and, you know, that's our thinking. You know, we, personally, I like for things to look good, you know, so we've been building new fences, we've been putting up new gates, and we've been making improvements. We've been putting up new signs that say, this property belongs to Cherokee Nation. We're proud of what we got. We want to make it look good, and our employees are proud to work for us, and so we're getting a lot of things done, Don, so
It
that's where we're at.
looks outstanding. You did a great job.
Well, we appreciate
Still
that.
need the sign over there.
We're working on signs, we're getting them out there now.
Good
Thank you.
job. Is
Thank
it
you.
leased out for hay?
No, I don't think so. No.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any more questions for Bruce? Yes, Chip.
What was the cost of the bid on the roofing of the OGM?
Right at
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
80,000. Oh, the bid on the OGM.
40 something. Yeah, it was the other bid, the low bid we got, it was mistakenly put on our bid tab sheet, it was for a different job, so we've gone through ahead, it's like 40, just a little over 40,000, but they're moving on with it.
That's good. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any more questions? Thank you, Bruce.
Thank you.
Moving on down to real estate services, Ginger Brown.
I have a copy of my report. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Ms. Kara?
Claremore Federal Building. What would be the status and plans?
At this point, and after hearing your conversation with Mr. Davis, I will schedule a meeting, an official meeting with the administration to find out what they want to do. At this point, we decided not to do anything, not to appeal the decision made by the BIA. But we'll schedule a meeting, and at the next resource meeting, I will give you the status.
So let me understand the options. The options are, we could continue to fight putting it into trust when it's accepted. We could accept it and file to put it in trust and hope it goes into trust. Or we could decline the property. Is that pretty much the three scenarios?
Pretty much.
Okay. And so you're hoping to come back with me next month and the whole body on a decision?
I'm hoping to, yes.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Ginger. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
What kind of figures are we looking at that we'll have to put into that building if we take it?
That would be a Bruce question.
They're just tossing it back and forth.
If we had our planning and development contractor guys go over and look at it, we're looking at a minimum of $1 million, maybe $1.2 million to put in that building. Minimum.
And was there what were we going to do with it?
It's my understanding we were going to use it for office space for that area.
And has it been checked for asbestos?
Yes. There's mold and asbestos both in that building.
So we have to eradicate both things to
Yes.
use the building?
Yes.
And is there any parking with the building?
How many spaces? 20? 20 at the most.
Has this body ever been asked to, are we moving ahead on this? Are we doing due diligence on this?
Right now, all we've done is mow it, maintain the parking lot, and we did go over.
But it belongs to the feds, is that
Yes,
right?
it does. And Ginger's group has been trying to move ahead on it as fast as possible. We haven't done anything different.
No, they denied it, and therefore, at this point, that's why you don't see it on your method report.
And that was the last thing I heard. It was denied, so we were moving on to something else, but it's revived itself?
Not to my knowledge, until I heard her ask about the grass being mowed.
Okay, thank you.
Councilman Garvin?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ginger, I better not call his name, but the owner of the golf course called again, wanted to know how his progress, and I told him I don't want to check. But if we need another golf course, there's one available for one.
I'm aware of that, and it's on our list that needs to review.
So you're working on it?
We are.
Thank you.
Councilman Lake?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I guess I'm a little confused about the federal building in Claremont. So we're not pursuing it because the BIA has said we can't put it into trust? Is that the scenario? Can you kind of go
Yes,
through
sir,
it?
that's exactly what,
Okay.
2 months ago, they decided we could not put this in trust. We have not made the determination to appeal it. It appears to be unappealable. And it's my understanding that we've been mowing it, is that correct? And that's the first I got of that. I didn't realize we'd been caring for it, so I'll talk to Mr. Davis about that and get back with you next month.
So have we made the determination, somebody made the determination to let it go and pursue it?
I was just going to say, when we got that notice that we were declined on trying to get this put into trust, we just let it drop because they declined to us, so we didn't pursue anything, right?
And a lot of our properties are not in trust, or fee simple anyway. Do we know what that building would be worth if we could rehab it? Anybody done that calculation?
We have not had it appraised, dear. We can do that. You'd like us to do that?
It's in a really, for that town, it's in a very strategic location.
Yes, it is.
And what would we do with it? I mean, has there been a plan to utilize it?
No, there has not. No.
Okay.
Good report. Any more questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a particular department that's wanting the building?
Not to my knowledge. Davis, do you know?
Well, I know that Jared Snell's group and Marcia Lamb, we met over there one day and we toured the building. They wanted to see how much the office space was in there and the possibilities that we could use the building for. And then,
So their department will pay the 1.2 million?
well, no. They only wanted to lease it after we fixed it. So I don't know who was going to, I don't know where the 1.2 million was going to come from.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. And I guess that's, in fact, I'll have to get this from the Mr. Baker, because he says, what's it worth after we fix it? Can we resell it? If nothing else.
Well, that's a possibility, Jack, I think, and the question's been brought up, can we legally get it appraised when it doesn't belong to us?
Sure.
Well, sure.
We can.
Tell them to make that.
Well, we don't own it. We'll have to get permission to get it
And
appraised.
they will not give us permission.
They will not?
No, we've tried to before.
So appraisers won't do that.
Right.
Okay. But we can't get it appraised. They won't let us.
Okay.
You're in a real quandary.
Yeah, yes.
Well, we start time, we were talking about
How about just an estimate?
We'll try to get an estimate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Appreciate
We'll
it.
have it before your next meeting.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
who's gonna pay for this? Bruce?
Oh, one more comment, Dick. David said if we put 1.2 in it, it'll be at least 1.2.
Yeah.
Worth that much.
Hey, Bruce,
Yes.
who will pay for the president?
Who will, well, I'll have to ask for the money from the council, I guess. We don't have the money to fix it.
We don't have that budget.
I will say this. It's in the middle of Claremore, a nice location. The building is a unique design. It's a nice, could be a nice looking building. But it's gonna take a lot of money, so I'll leave it at that.
It's not a historical building or anything where we have to get the government to approve what we do with it.
That I don't know yet.
I don't believe so. I don't believe that it is. It's just a matter of getting permission to. We had tried that.
I mean, if they were gonna give it to us for a fix-up for possible resale, that's intriguing. If we're gonna try to make money off of it.
I think that would be an option that we could definitely look at.
Everything comes from the government with strings.
Let's get it appraised first.
Okay?
Any more questions for Ginger?
Thank you.
Moving on down to environmental programs, Tom Elkins.
Good afternoon. I hope you have our report in front of you. We're doing pretty good, it seems like, as far as our percentages on things that we track. Everything else seems to be going well. We've hit a few hiccups here and there with things. Nothing that I would report saying that we're doing poorly in. It's just, things that we handle on a day-to-day basis. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Any questions, Kara?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Tom, I was trying to translate your report on the landfill and determine, because there was a recent article in the Cherokee Phoenix, and then your report, there's details. Are things going better or not better?
Is that just my opinion?
Violation? Well, I guess your department goes and checks.
We do.
And so by the checks, are we now passing what we maybe have been failing before and what has been done in order to meet those? Because I don't think we've increased the budget to it. I think the budget was the issues.
I don't think there's been a budget increase to the landfill. And I say this outside of because I don't work at the landfill. I don't think there's been a budget or an influx of cash to them for a few years. But there were huge problems there, mainly with the looks of it. I mean, uncovered trash can lead to some really big issues, and that's mainly what they had. We told them that was their biggest issue. They fixed it, and for the most part, that's completely done. I mean, on a landfill, it's a constant construction project. You're moving dirt, you're changing the topography of the thing, it's constant. And so they always have to keep in mind, keep this trash covered. There are regulatory issues now. They have issues, I won't go into all those, but there are definite regulatory issues, and they need to fix those. They don't have pollution going out to Cherokee and other people out there. Wells aren't being contaminated, things like that. It's just they need certain permits. They need to work with us on certain things. Otherwise, it just seems like it's all regulatory. There's no smoking gun per se. It works. And it's a landfill. Don't get me wrong, it's not clean, but it's operating like a landfill should operate.
Thank you. Thank you, Tom.
Ma'am.
Any more questions for Tom? Tom, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Moving on down to Veterans Building, Bruce Davis.
I'm going to defer to David Moore if you don't mind.
Okay.
He's a construction project manager over there.
Like Bruce was saying, we're a little behind. We've had several of the jobs go to some of our right now we're 100% Terrell all the way through this thing since we've taken over. But the building, the size of it is too big for our small vendors, and it's really not big enough for some of our bigger vendors to take interest in it. So we've been working with the smaller Terrell vendors. They're getting it done. We've had some hang-ups, some contracts and different things, but we're going to push through and get it done. We have flooring, painting, and finishing out the electric and stuff once the painting and stuff been done. We're getting closer, but it's just taking, it's taking a little longer than we wanted it to take.
You've had a few rain days.
A few.
When are we going to have it open? We've had our delays, we've
Yes.
had our ups and downs.
We're gonna have it
In the
done.
beginning,
We're gonna
it
have
wasn't funded, you know.
Right, I know, and that's what's been hard too.
Building a
When we
house without a
started,
budget first is
Yeah.
a bad start.
It was.
We've been down that road.
and we had to, start from scratch when y'all did provide the money for us. We had to start with developing bid packages and everything, because they actually went in there and they roughed the building in on the site and then left it. They didn't do any sided utilities and stuff up front, which you usually do. You do your site first, then your building goes up. They didn't do any of that. So it's been difficult that way. We've had to go back. The wood that was there, we've had to go back in and straighten up, fur out, because it twisted and warped and different things. So, yeah, but we're going to have it. Whoa. We're going to have it open, yes.
By Cherokee holidays?
Yes, we'll have it. I will promise you, you'll have it where you can go in it and do something anyway. But we want it finished by then.
Well, that's a good promise.
Yeah, we
That's
do.
that's
We
a
want
bold
it.
promise.
Well, it's been, I don't know, like I said, we've been all tarot in it. We've worked with them. We've had a few hang-ups, but the guys are doing a good job that when we get on the site, it can work.
Well, thank you, David.
I hate making that promise, but if I have to get out there with a hammer and nails, I will.
Well, then if you need some help, then don't bother.
You can call in? Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Walking Stick. We appreciate the help.
Council Lady Fulbright.
Yes, I'm interested in the statues or the sculptures. It's going to be outside. I'm coming on that.
I can't tell you a timeline on that, but we've just got it, approved to award the contract, and they've done all that. So that's where that will not be done by a holiday. I can guarantee you that, because I know it'll take him time to get it done.
Well, I kind of wanted to update on it because I didn't exactly avoid him at church yesterday, but
We're in the process of awarding. I can't tell you exactly what step it's at, but we're in the process of awarding. So you can not avoid him Sunday. But now,
You come to my church.
it is, I do know that we've just got some emails and stuff today that it's all going to be turned over to C&E or CMB. I don't know what Gina's, I can't remember which one she's with. So we'll probably be coordinating some of that with her now on that. So.
thank you.
Any more questions from David? Thank you, sir. Thank you. Moving on down to old business. I see none.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
we have some news for the council, if you don't mind to go back. Can we go back to management resources?
Sure.
GB's here, and he has some news on the bison and the hay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank y'all. I'm proud to say that we have baled our first bale of hay today, and we've already kind of stacked it. We did it at Delonaghy, so we took these pictures today, if y'all would. Pass them around. There's two stapled together, and there's enough for everybody in the council, hopefully. And just pass them around. And, we baled about 10 acres there at the Delonaghy shop and cut it Friday. It kind of dried out over the weekend a little too much, but we went ahead and baled it. Made 17 bales. We're currently cutting the hay at Marcoma Bible Academy, over here at Marcoma right now, and been over there all day. And proud to say they finished the big field behind the gymnasium. They're over there. They'll probably finish up tomorrow with that. And I encourage everybody to come over. We're going to bale it at 11 o'clock on Thursday. Countryside, where we bought our equipment at Fayetteville. They come over this morning, assist us, made sure we had the bales and everything uniform and right with the baler. He stayed throughout the whole baling course. And he's coming back Thursday over here to Marcoma with, this is Delonaghy, Bull Hauler crew will be over here doing this job. And so we got two balers running, two mowers, two rakes. The caddies are on the mower, and got some tractors. And so we're underway. We've probably got about probably 3 full weeks of baling hay if the weather stays like it is. Right now it's perfect hay weather. None no better than right now with the temperature like it is. And so anybody got any questions about the hay? We're stacking it at the farms right now. We're going to maintain it there until we see what we want to do with it. The buffalo, get into the next issue would be the buffalo. It's been handed down to me to get the ball rolling on it. And I'm proud to say I went to an intertribal Buffalo Council meeting a week ago Wednesday at Hard Rock Cafe, and it's divided into 4 regions. The International Buffalo Council is. It's out of Rapid City, South Dakota, and they represent 58 tribes in 19 states. And we're in Region 2, along with Iowa, Kansas, Nebraska, and Wisconsin, and Oklahoma. Right now, the Oklahoma tribes, there's 5 involved with it. And give you a little input about what it means. It costs $500 to join, which we're in the process of doing that right now, getting the application and everything put together. With that $500, we get all the connections with the buffalo. And there's a startup grant of $7,500 to Cherokee Nation to organize their council here on the buffalo and everything. And then there's another grant available further down the line, and it can be happen any time. $70,000 for fencing or barns or whatever you need to do to enhance participation in that. There's also technical assistance available through this council. They come and they'll come look at your site. They'll recommend your fencing. They'll recommend the pens. They'll recommend when you work your buffalo, how to work them, assist you in any way they can. It's all part of the council. That $500 buys you into that. And I'll give you a good place where they've already doing it, right here pretty close at the downstream casino at the Seneca Drive up there as you go into the casino. That's pretty dry. If you look to your left, you'll see a 5-pipe fence, 5 pipes, 6 foot tall, going around about 30 acres there. There's probably 15 buffalo in there. And this is where they obtain their money to do the fencing, they obtain to do their pens, and they obtain the buffalo from this council. The avenue we were taking, we were going through a guy named Gerald Parsons with Pat, and he turned it over to me, and I met with Pat. I met with Gerald Parsons out of Stratford, Oklahoma, and we were going to get the buffalo from the Yellowstone, which they're now in Montana. We have to get permission from the governor to release them prior to 2015, and those buffalo will consist of 80 head plus 3/4 of the calves, another 60 calves. So we talk about 140 head of buffalo. I don't know that we have the facilities right now to handle that many buffalo, so that's why I'm looking into this avenue, and it's a real positive avenue. I think it can be here very, very fast. I've talked to Tom Duncan with CNE about the property up here, the Wilcox property, 131 acres, about putting them up there. Bruce and I talked about where to go with it. He thought this would be a good idea to put it up there. So does Tom, so does everybody involved. They're giving me an outlay, legal description and everything. and so we can get assessment on the fence and get everything like that down and behind us. And so it's really opened a lot of things. I've been in contact with the president's Jim Stone with the Intertribal Buffalo Council, and been working with him all week. Probably took 10 phone calls this past week with him and his secretary and everybody, trying to put the program together to get the application down here as soon as possible and get involved with them. And you know, I don't know that 140 buffalo is what we need. Maybe we want to start out with 20 or 30 buffalo and grow into it. This International Buffalo Council, the one thing they do have, and they push real hard, is try to get the meat into the tribal schools throughout North America. They really want to sell the buffalo to the schools. It's one of the best food sources there is. It's the best meat that you can eat, and so they're really pushing that. And you know, we may want to, if we ever get the buffalo and get started into it, we may want to, you know, process the buffalo, and I think there's a big outlet for that. And so, yeah. Does anybody have any questions on the hay or buffalo? Been busy with it. Yes.
Yes, sir.
I have a comment. You might take a look at the project they have there at Red Lake Casino, Seneca, Cayuga. Chief Leroy Howard. They have approximately 80 to 100 buffalo. As you go, they're listed. That's how they got theirs. I mean, and they don't have special fences there, GB.
No.
That's the unusual thing.
Yeah.
They say you just have to get. It's just like people. You get people that behave. You don't have to have a bad fence.
he told me, Jim Stone said the fence consists of a 4 barbed wire fence, 5 foot tall. You keep hay and water out for them. They're all pretty well safe to contain. Most of them's a 5 barbed wire to 6 barbed wire, 6 foot tall fence, and some of them's a pipe. You know, it just depends. Let's just say that we did utilize that land up there on the bypass, you know, we might want to put a pipe fence against the 4 lane, you know, but then you got the golf course on the north side. Okay. Yeah. So anyway.
Have
we all
a
look
good
into
project.
that. Sure will.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any more questions?
The vets. Go ahead.
Right here.
So on the hay, how will you inventory and show like your total count and then where it's distributed? And do we have any issues since this is on trust property? Are we still going to plan on selling it, or do we have?
Okay, that is the issue right now. If we sell the hay, we have to write a new set of laws basically to include the hay. Right now, I just add to it if I keep it myself, and we don't sell the hay, but if we sell the hay, then we got
And
to
you
sell
said
it.
we had a hay barn. Where's it going to be?
Well, the hay will probably be stored at Delonaghy and probably at Bull Holler, or probably somewhere around here. We got a lot of hay right here. We're probably going to, Marcoma will probably make 250 bales, you know, and so we got a lot of hay stored right here. We
We'll
don't
have
have.
regular visual inspection on those.
Yeah, we'll have to, you know, there's always a chance of burning it, there's always a chance of stealing it, and, you know, I don't know, it's something that we're getting into, and we'll have to find, new means of taking care of it, you know, and, but I want to say it's going absolutely fantastic. It should with new equipment, personnel, every bit of it's coming from the Natural Resources personnel. They're doing an outstanding job, and, I'm passing.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Passing around another letter with the veterinarians. It's Native American Veterinary Services. It's called NAVS. They contacted the Cherokee Nation last year. They're interested in coming to Cherokee Nation and providing services to spay and neuter dogs and cats, and also work on big livestock at no cost to the Native American public. So they're coming to this 14-county area. They never have work off the reservation. It's the first time they come to somewhere where there's not a reservation. All the reservations have veterinary services and clinic there within. So we're moving into new territory where we have veterinarians right here. We have 5 or 6 here, and not every county is going to have that many. So might be a little resistance, but haven't met head on with any of it yet. I talked to some of the veterinarians, but they're coming in. They come last week. We hosted them Monday, Tuesday. They left Wednesday morning. One's from Pennsylvania. One's from, I think, North Virginia. The other one's from Cache, Oklahoma. They'll come in and provide the services. They've been doing it for the last, since 2001, I believe, to the Native American people across mostly the Southwest. And they're going to come in. We'll have to find facilities for them to hold it. Delonaghy is one choice we made. When we looked at a lot of them, we looked at the racetracks, we looked everywhere, but they have to be on tribal grounds, trust land for their license to be validated out of Pennsylvania. And along with these vets, there's probably another 9 or 10 vets come with them. I mean, not just 33 vets, but there's probably another. Depends on how many we need, and we'll pre-authorize everybody. We'll send out brochures, and we'll get a schedule for all the dogs to be brought in at a certain time. The cattle will be brought in at a certain time. They respond back to us, so we can plan to organize this in an orderly manner, where we won't be flooded with 60 dogs one day and not have no means to take care of them. So the SPCA at Cherokee County is providing 50 cages. That's why we had to have it here in Cherokee County. We were looking at having it someplace else, but they want to have it here at Cherokee County in order to use their pens. Lisa West with Environmental Health pledged, and she can pledge $5,000 to $8,000 in rabies vaccine toward helping find the medicine. There is a cost to us for the lodging, for the veterinarians coming in, also a cost for the medical supplies to be bought. And if we don't use them all, they all stay here. And they want to make this a spring and fall clinic every year until they finally get a handle on it. And maybe we eventually move up and provide veterinary services within our tribe. And that's their enhancement to do that. And to get everything under control with the dogs and cats. And I think it's a splendid idea. And it's brought to us. And we jumped on it and ran. And that's where we're at. Yes.
Yes, Carol.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So have we partnered with the state, since there's a set aside on funding from, I believe, card tags in order to provide neutering and such, to also make sure that that's done year round and help control the population?
And that's a question probably Lisa West could answer better than me with Environmental Health. She's over the spade and neutering of the animals. I couldn't really tell you that. I don't know. I don't find an answer for you, but I don't know.
I think that would be an enhancement to the direction. I'm glad we're going this way. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
But with that, it's a real positive program. I think they've had a huge success in the other reservations they've been at, mostly in New Mexico and Arizona. And they're well received. They do it every year, in and out, every spring and every fall. They'll have a 3-day clinic here and have a 3-day clinic at Delonaghy. We took them on the tour. We took them everywhere we could take them, showing the Native American culture of the Cherokee people. They really enjoyed it, never been treated. You can read the letter. I think they were overwhelmed with everything we provided for them. And so it'll be taking some time in October right now. I think it's the 7th through the 13th. They intend to come and set up the clinic. I'll be responsible for the working pens for the large animals and acquiring them. And hopefully I'll have enough connections that, along with some other people, that we can get them brought in here at no cost, maybe just for the advertisement, working with the Cherokee Nation. I need 4 surgery tables, surgery lamps and stuff. That's the minimum they need for the dog and spade, dog and cat programs. So I'm working with them. Hopefully, maybe hospital resources may have some stacked somewhere where we can get some of that. It don't have to be first class. It just has to be something that they can work with. Hopefully, where they can elevate the tables up and down, because that's what they want.
Councilman Fulbright.
Yes, thank you. This is music to my ears. It's a start.
Okay.
We've mentioned things like this before, Councilor Jordan and I have, and some people kind of laughed at us and thought it was unimportant, but you go to some of these housing areas and they got wild dog packs running around, and there is a problem, and this is a start, so I'm glad.
I think it's a very positive move, and I certainly have the support of Bruce with me on this, and Bruce has been on board since the first day, and my secretary and I, along with Bruce and his secretary and his staff, worked real hard to put this together. And I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a real challenge for me and everybody to meet, but I think we've got a lot of potential here to get a good thing going for the Native American people and get a handle on maybe an out-of-control situation. And eventually, within a year or two, we could probably get a handle on it and really make it a positive move, and be productive. Sure do.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to clarify, is this for stray animals?
No, you have to. You don't have to have a card. You don't have to show your blue card,
right, and
Cherokee
this is for
card.
family pets.
Only, we're not going to be able to stop the neighbor from loading the truck up and bringing it home. You
That's
know,
what I
They're gonna
understood.
have to have their card, and when they show up, they're given a tag, put on the animal's tag and a number, and that's how they keep control of it. They'll be in here probably 2 weeks before this to vaccinate, before they operate on spray and neuter, make sure that they don't have provo or anything like that. So they're going to be pretty active. They're pretty straightforward about doing the right thing. They don't want to go in here and have 6, 7 dogs die or cats after they leave. You know, I mean, they want to prevent all this before surgery time and make sure they do everything right. So there will be assistance. We're hoping to get some. They know assistance. They know everybody at OSU, and they're hoping to get a lot of preschool vets come from OSU to come down and spend 6 days here with us. And they're very one's out of Cornell. I mean, and so they have several vets. Steve Owen, the vet here in Talpo, was here, and he went around with us. And so, you know, he's been out in New Mexico twice with them and helped them with their clinics. So, you know, if he's a local vet walking them in here, then the other vets are too. I've had some negative response from some of the vets, you know, because I call and say I need a table or something, you know, so. So I don't call in no more. But with that, that's what's coming October the 7th through the 13th. If anybody can help me out with surgery tables or whatever, we may want to inquire. We may want to purchase them. They cost about $1,000 a piece, and we'll have them. You know, if they're coming back every spring and fall, we'll have them in place and have them ready to go. You know, so that's just I'm throwing that out there to you too. You know, and but. It's a new venture for me, and I think for Cherokee Nation as well. But we're dealing with some people that's been doing it for 10 or 15 years, so they know what they're doing.
Councilor Hart.
Is there going to be income guidelines or a limit on the number of
Not
pets
that
they
all.
can bring?
I think
Because
the main thing they wanted was just make sure that they had a Cherokee card, preferably a Cherokee card. If they had another card from the other tribe, we would accept them, but we get priority and preference to the Cherokee people.
okay, but is there going to be a limit on the number they bring? Because I know in Adair County there's some that have more animals than they have people now.
Yeah, we had one employee promise to bring 6 right off the bat. So.
Now, bring my neighbor's dogs.
No.
I have to have my horse down.
But they're going to do large, small animals. They're going to do horses, cattle, sheep, goats, pigs. They're going to do it all. Guineas, turkeys, they've done them all. They've done everything with every kind of animal. And he said you can't imagine out west what they get into sometimes, you know. They have to go to the people's places sometimes because they don't have no means to get them to the facilities. So. They can't come to our house because they don't have the license to in Oklahoma. I mean,
Will the vaccine include rabies?
yes, and that's what Lisa West is going to do. She's supplying $5,000 to $8,000 in vaccine for
I know
rabies.
out in our area, we've had 2 animals that they've had to put down because of rabies. And I think it's only going to get worse because of the weather cycling, a little different now, everything. But we really, the rabies deal is a health situation for all of our people. If they get an animal that has contracted that and their kids get bit, we've got a problem. So I hope it includes rabies.
It does. It definitely. It includes about anything that can be done to an animal as long as we have the vaccine available to do it. And we'll be responsible, the nation would be for purchasing that. And then all the medicine will stay here once they leave and be held over to the next spring clinic. And then we'll see where we're at. But usually they go 2 weeks. They're going to a 3-day clinic both times, first time out, see how we're going to respond. And after that.
In October, will it be going to various counties or will it be?
No, it'll be here on the complex, one place, 3-day clinic. First 3-day clinic will be here. Then we go to the Lonagee for 3 days. We did Bull Holler first, and then we had to drop Bull Holler because SPCA of Cherokee County wouldn't go outside the county with their cages. So they had 50 cages. So now I'm in the process of finding someplace here to spay and neuter the dogs and cats and set up a set of pens to work. It has to be on trust land.
Oh, it has to be?
Yeah, that's the only thing. That's why we dropped the casinos. They're not on trust land.
Natural
Kirk
resources.
property in there?
Nope.
They need a mobile unit.
Councilor Coates?
Yeah, I just wanted to, because I think Councilwoman Fulbright's point is a really good one, you know, that we've got these stray populations, and I think this is fantastic. I am so glad to see this, because I know there are a lot of people here who would take care of their pets in the ways they need to be taken care of, but it is an expensive proposition.
It's $90.
And people can't do it, so I'm
$90 deal to spay and
so
neuter.
thrilled to see this, but there is additionally this issue of the stray population, which is just exploding as well. And I don't know if there are programs. I know in some places, in some countries, in some parts of the world, there are programs where people will go out and do the same kinds of things with the stray populations. And I would just really encourage whoever, yourself or whoever it is, to investigate if maybe there aren't some things like that that could be added to this as well, because I think
But it's brand new to me, and
that's
I've
important.
had nothing but positive response, I mean, from the public. And I'm certainly glad
This
that
is
council's backing it
fantastic.
too, because this makes it that much better for us out there to work, you know, and enjoy doing what we do.
Councilman Hoskins? Any more questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on down, we've got a little bit more here. Announcements. Got an announcement. On July 15th, we're having a special meeting here at 10 a.m. for the landfill. That's it. That's before the special meeting.
Mr. Chairman, would you
Yes.
please repeat it?
Yes, on July 15th, at 10 a.m., we're having a special meeting here for the landfill. Put it right here? Yes.
That'll be a special resource meeting?
Yes.
Yes. And moving on down to adjournment.
I just want to say that
Yes.
special meeting is in regards to their recommendation to close the landfill. And I asked Shelley if you would to resend us their PowerPoint that they sent. I attend their board meetings each month, and I did ask them to even provide us with an email at least a week before that meeting of what they want to discuss that day, so that we can, if anybody has any questions, they can kind of get them together then. And if any of y'all ever want to attend the meetings, I encourage you to do that. It's at the landfill, but they have a nice trailer. We can go inside, and we don't have to stay out on the land, in the dirt and in the trash. But I hope you'll at least attend the special meeting. Yes, the special meeting will be here.
Now we move down to adjournment. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Do I hear a second? All in favor? Adjourn.